ñu gis recently, I think months ago, about 2-3 months, even just last week, ñu gis a lot of political parties yoo xam ne maanaam ñu ngi am congress ba tax tey ñu ñëw pour waxtaanee loolu seet political parties yi ndax ñu ngi expand some of them am na new political parties yoo xam ne ñu ngi génn ñu ngi gis tamit yenn political parties yoo xam ne internally ñu ngi am problème for example PPP ñu ngi am ñum Keba ak Tuma you know and a lot of problems yoo xam ne ñu ngi xew within political parties yi right now ñu ngi gis Goodluck Jonathan ñëwoon fii gars yi di discuss li nga xam ne mooy of course draft constitution bu ñu am mooy new one bu ñu doon propose and it seems ne loolu dafa fail fu mu nekk nii government yi Gambia dafa mel ni dañ bëgg a set up committee pour gars yi maanaam gestu xool naka la ñoo mën a come up with a solution pour mun a push new draft bi suma panélistes yi tey mooy di normal nit yu ma dee am maa ngi am Rafi Diab on the right side ak Nene Freda Gomez Ansu Jack political science lecturer at the University of the Gambia moom dafa bëgg di appear twice di alternate with Seth Mati Jaw Doudou Dia moom ngi on the other side and then Sabally Mr Sabally ñu ngi leen di dalal ci programme bi Sabally naka sa bés yaa ngi ok dafa mel ni doy nga wala ok Sabally nañ start because ñu ngi gis recently there are a lot of political parties yoo xam ne ñu ngi am congress and then ñu ngi gis for example the emerge of CA ñu ngi am seen congress ñu ngi gis tamit PPP ñu ngi am seen congress but seen biir congress bi gaa nañu am conflict ñu gis tamit NPP ñu launch ñu gis number bu bëri bu génn muy président Adama Barrow UDP of course ñoom tam ñu ngi dóor seen congress but ñay start with président Adama Barrow.
So NPP la number bu bëri génn waaye UDP moom number bu bëri génn.
Of course all these parties yëpp just dama ne stadium bi laa gis Adama Barrow moo dem stadium so moo tax
stadium ak buffer zone bar moo gën a ëppa.
ok yow mu ngaa seet rek but then let's start with président Adama Barrow muy NPP. Adama Barrow was part of UDP and now ñu ngi gis mu ngi sampa political party and then ñu ngi gis ne party bi ñu ngi gis lot of people yoo xam ne ñu ngi jógee from UDP di join party bi some people ñu ngi jógee from APRC di join party bi and now ñu ngi looy rek ok but now fu mu nekk nii non Sabally fu mu nekk nii ni ñu bëri ñu ngi wax ne the reason why many ñu ngi join NPP is because of Adama Barrow moo incumbent 1-2 because of xaalis bi foofu la nekk ñu ngi ne yeneen political parties yi nit ñi dañ fa dee join because of dañ believe ne parti yooyu noonu dañ am good policies moo tax gars yi join foofu noonu but NPP there is no policy boo xam ne dafa attract nit ba war a join parti bi sa view on this and then ñu ñëw si yeneen political parties yi.
yaa ni nga starté sa programme bi ak fi nga génnee di focus on NPP di leen jox crédit bi nga xam ne they don't deserve it.
Yeah, but focus on political parties lañu wax. So we'll come to all these parties.
In the first place it's not a political party, it's a business venture. Adama Barrow xamut politique amut any political philosophy. dafa toog si mbir mi nga xam ne political parties yi ñoo ko fa teg mu jël an oath ne na serve one term du ko passé mu open up the democratic space mu or ñooñu ñëpp te xam naa du moom rek moo tax ma du political party venture capital la businessman yu ko surround ñoo jël xaalis mosloo ko xaalis mu ne toogu bi neex na mu ne moom si boppam moo wax loolu de wax ko nit ne yaa jame du ma ko blame fii dafa neex torop so ñoo jox ko xaalis te xaalis boobu is not free all these anonymous donors all these pickups including the 20 that crossed the border at Amdalai today businessman ak ay drug dealers ñooy invest in a business and the government has to pay them. No wonder the people who brought in the drugs are nowhere to be found. So bul ma wax NPP as a political party in the first place. But suppose comme que dafa mel ni nga am sympathy with them nga ne seen dañ launch nit ñu bari génn foofu man gisuma nit ñi ay xale yu ndaw laa gis président di wax nit ñi dem. Suppose they are a political party just for the purpose of argument. Man gisuma nit ñu bari ñu dem foofu because NPP su doon Adama Barrow xam na politique politician la digga and he got his acts right. NPP should have been the outright front runner in this game right now. But they are not. UDP is the biggest political party in this country right now. Whether you accept that or not, that is the reality. And UDP is the party that people are flocking to, not NPP.
You see, guy, then I'll answer the same question. Let's say 2011 and then 2016. Now, so compare Congress, you don't a Congress you naked right now.
Is Congress
there? Sabally, I'm new. How much of my party? No, like right now, if you're to compare my current political arena with of 2011, 2016, you know, is there any difference?
Absolutely, there is a difference. buoyancy. There's a lot of what former U.S. Federal Reserve Chairman would say irrational exuberance. Irrational exuberance. Am nga suma imam tafsir ke yana ko yalla yerem te yi ñu def ne xir baax na waaye xiriréer baaxut xiriréer moo am si politique bi léegi. Every Tom, Dick and Harry feel na le mun naa set up a political party. Some of them they don't even have a football club behind them. Why rëy la men fii di sonal nit ñi. I mean, this is democracy on steroids. It's not good for the country. It's not good for the democrats. A small country like the Gambia, we're getting into 20 political parties. We are not a serious nation.
Okay.
Why do hell money? Congress UDP know them Congress, they raise the bar, billboards, all these kind of modern infographics.
Excuse me.
No, Harold. So you have to get rid of
infographics. Rafi, you are my witness here. You know of it, deaf guy top on you.
Okay.
So I mean, there's a lot of spice in it. We have to admit.
Okay.
The game is more interesting.
Okay.
Because back so therefore you copy UDP, APRC, am I talking to you? I'm talking to my host.
Okay.
UDP on your fee. Billboards, both physical and digital. Rafi, you have to be my witness here. Billboards. You know, they're following UDP, and I think UDP, I mean, kudos to that party. They raised the bar. Others are following suit. That part is good. Because if you're not party yengo, yen tam gen won nyun tam denyo compete. I don't have a problem with that. Why herba na why herer bi.
Okay, but Sabali, what gis nga can interrupt la. So guys ñu wax bu len sonal. Okay, do that.
This is Giss Giss.
Okay. Sabali, Rafi Jab, sa opinion on political parties, of course, Congress yu nekk di gis, is there anything loo xam ne is change?
Of course it has changed because man dama ko dee wax sax léegi-léegi suñu nekkee si moto di drive di dem politique yi dama ne woon ne time yaa jame la police yi dañoo stop si checkpoint yi sax ma léeg-léeg ma ne si politique dañoo dem politique yi di ma xalaat ne time boobu dafuloo sax da ngaa ngi rek di politique soo demee sax loo faa wax balaa ngaa àgg si tali bi fekk NIA yu laa xaar foofu so at least léegi that openness ak yooyu is there testimony is just this show that we have in here. You know, time we don't talk for I'm sure. So yes, right now things have changed for the better. Man, I am a true Democrat, and I believe in in biology, survival of the fittest. Kuneka, man, so they am the right to form a political party. If I'm criteria, what I meet. So committee. Salam, so they am 1 million bomuna spare. I'm not bending to mom. That I'm not register. Why? Nañ xam ne tam party is party pour yore ko it's very difficult dafa require a great deal of commitment great deal of sacrifice ba pare dafa require tam pour nga am long term strategy su dee nag sa strategy mooy get rich quick scheme nga am dem form sa party invest benn 1 million nga fa ne ok after di nga try pour am coalition comme lu xewoon si coalition bi ñu gis yenn one man party yoo xam ne dañ join
with no
coalition
number.
bi rek ñu def leen minister ñu became rich overnight yooyu gis nañ ko fi so many people are seeing also ne loolu is a shortcut but at the end of the day lii di fi caaxaan politics di fi caaxaan te there will be survival of the fittest printing company right now bari nañ Gambia but ñëpp a ngi register FVD am na ñu toog gis ne company bi mu ngi make baax printing company nga dem register waaye nañ dem competition la so man that's what I believe nañ dem rek ku nekk def liggéeyam at the end of the day is the Gambian people that will decide on kan la gaay bëgg kan la gaay bëgg
Okay.
so ñoo xam ne amuñ good intentions they will fizzle out
Okay, now within
ñoo xam ne nag seen intention is to digga pour saaf they will be there.
Now within political parties, not the politics of tribes, like, you know, because they don't tribal politics movie even wahuloko or not. They wahuloko. But now, so whole party, let's say UDP, don't a party B la legi, because there are different tribes you faneka. The whole NPP the same thing, APRC tamit the same thing. CA and all these parties, doi. So party so whole do dem legi tribe B mo faneka. Is that true?
Well, yes, I can see that now because I think parties in Europe recognize that tribalism is something that many governments have rejected. They don't want it. So any party bo hamne yo da nga attract the Gambian people, da nga want your party is very diverse and your party is Gambian because Gambian fee deka bi ben tribe mënu la back nga win election because fi ben tribe amu fi more than 50%. So bëggee party bo hamne da nga bëgg am national appeal foog nga am tam members yoo xam ne it shows na Gambia. Gambia mooy lan Gambia mooy all the tribes mooy all the religions.
Okay.
So foog nga am loolu sa parti bi pour nga mun a appeal to the masses.
Okay.
And I think I'm glad ne political parties are recognizing that and they are staying far away from that because dama ne gis léegi ñoo xam ne su ñëwee sax with tribal undertones dañ leen dee condemn straight away wax leen ne so loolu moom dañ ko war a engage because tribalism moom suñ ko alaayee mu foster si dëkk bi rek moo ñu génne waaw te loolu is very bad.
ok Doudou Dia sa gis-gis on mooy change of environment bu ñu am right now compared to previous environment yu ñu doon am lan mooy sa gis-gis on that.
jërëjëf Ansu suma gis-gis lu bari ñu ngi ko dépanner démocratie la pour man démocratie dafa weesu loolu soo xoolee dëkk yi ñu jiitu ci démocratie ñu xereñ ci torop ñooñu ëppa mbooloo soo xoolee seen dëkkuwaay moo gën a yaatu ñun suñ dëkkuwaay lu ëppa ci ñoom ñaari parti lañ am tey suñu waxee ne parti bari na 17 registered political parties ma ne xaalis la pour IEC ku nekk joxe 1 million dañoo am xaalis Rafi wax na fi soo fulfilé di criteria parti yu bari fii dañ fi register waaye fulfilling di criteria benn ci yooyu wax nañ ne région bu nekk da nga fa war a am office soo taaloon sa moto ñu wor parti yu bari tey binda amuñ office si région yooyu yëpp IEC waxal nañ ko seen boppa ne dañ oyof ci yenn parti yi parce que am na parti yoo xam ne dañ dem sa seen saal buñ dëkka moom lañ jël def seen office IEC ñëw ñu génnee toogu yee yëpp dugal ci cabinet bi ne foofu moom mooy office kon ñooñu fulfiluñ di criteria kon li ñu war a xool mooy bu ñu xool xaalis bi parti bari waayam lan mooy njëriñ bi one of the validation workshop bu ñu amoon IEC dañ bëgg a génne loi ne soo demee benn élection ñaari élection sa parti taxalawul presidential candidate dañ laa di register mooy doo amaat waaye parti yu bari dañ fa yuxu déedéet ñu bañ lan nga cee ragal su fekkee da nga óolu sa parti saa yu ñu waxee nañ jongante da ngaa taxawal candidate war loo bañ man loi boobu dama ci d'accord suñ amee tey 17 registered political parties te yow su saani carte joxee doo taxawal nit lan mooy njëriñi parti bi waaye bugga ngaa bootu ci keneen am place ak yeneen man dama gëm ne ñuy jiite réew mi ñoo warul di joxe place ci anam yooyu waaye nañ xool il faut su dee nit ki bokkuloo moom parti waaye xam-xamam tollu na fa mun naa liggéeyal réew bi jël ko mu liggéeyal réew mi politique warul di ñu xaajaale xaaj boo xam ne sax pour nañ defar réew mi dafa tax nga xeeb ci nit wala di ko jox gannaaw kon dëgg la wécceeku am na waaye ndax wécceeku bi njëriñi réew mi la dañ ko war a xool ñu segga ko bu baax naam ku nekk am na right pour mu taxawal parti waaye criteria yi fa nekk loolu dañ ko war a respect ñu mutal ko bul toppa rek 1 million bu ñoo fay di register so lii daal laa bëggoon a yokka ci
ok daa Doudou yow suma expectation du ma nekk fi di wax APRC o UDP as in yaa ngeen fi nekk comme panelist but then yow yaa ngi involved ci politics ndax nekkuloo di gis any political party because the same question laa la ca Rafi boo xam ne mi ngay use tribe as a mechanism pour war a win hearts of people.
dégg man gisuma loolu nit ñi lu ñoo waxantoo la man li ma gëm mooy li ñoo wax tribalism
so gis loo ko in any party
su ma gëm la ma ne amul Gambia soo xoolee niñ dëkkee doo gis tribalism suñ biir man ay tribaliste ñoo am ne loolu lañ gëm te loolu la ñoo puus tey soo duggee suñ kër yi xeet yëpp a dëkka nga dem place yi liggéeykaay yi place yi jàngukaay yi ñun depuis ñu nekk xaleel si loolu lañ nekk ba mag te ba tey loolu moo fa am soo waxee xew la ngente dëj lu nekk xeet yëpp a fa daje waaye soo déggee ma ne amut fii compared to yeneen dëkka am na yeneen dëkk yoo xam ne sax pour falu ci réew sax foog mu am ci tribe bi nga bokk soo ci bokkul rek loolu mënut a am yenn xew-xew sax soo bokkul ci tribe yooyu doo fa jege loolu accès gut Gambia te ñaanun yàlla sax mu ak ci fi moo tax comme ci tribalisme ay kaddu la man tey mun naa génn ne xeet sangam laa bokka ma am beneen xeet bu ma wax ay kaddu waaye loolu man la ñu bari ñu ma bokkal xeet gëmuñ loolu te duñ ma jàppale ci bunta boobu moo tax ma ne Gambia man gisuma fi tribalisme loo xam ne daf ñu xaajale loolu amagut fi ñun suñ biir nit ki nag su ko génne ci cadre moo am président la ministre la njiiti parti la man dama gëm ne ñooñu lañ war a joxoñ woon lañ ne lu ñoo def lu bon la ñun ñëpp ñu xeex ko pour mu dox
ok nee na sa gis-gis on this mooy you know right now environment is soo ko compare with 2011 16 ak yooyu noonu sa gis-gis lan a change.
But I think a lot has changed because Soko Hole, Sadamanalism, the way people, parties have organized their congresses, you will see a lot of growth. Because again, that is what is important. You do something, this year nga def dara, and then next year nga def ko mu gëna baax. Mu gëna am yokkute, mu gëna am njëriñ ci askan bi. And man pour man loolu laa gis because again, am na opportunity pour attend a lot of other parties' congresses from last year or the last 2 years to, of course, being this year. So, lubari weche kuna si ninkoy defesa. Just for example, honest opinion. I have a lot of friends in UDP. I went to their congress last year, okay, and then I went to the one this year. And if I have to like score last year, you know, let's say out of 10, I'll give them a 4. If I have to score this year out of 10, I'll give them an 8. So you can see the growth.
now what is the main reason? Do you believe that because of competition is really high now, to a point that you cannot say...
Competition aside, it's a matter of them growing, you understand, and then doing things differently, because again, so feeling man going to have some in another way, and then yield the result, you try to change, and I applaud them on that. A lot of growth, you understand, a lot of maturity, a lot of ownership, a lot of inclusion. That's what I see, and that is just one example I'm trying to give. Like I said, I've attended the APRC, many other parties, and of course our own Congress, because you definitely since last year. Most of them did this year. And again, I want to come to Sabali. When it comes to the billboard, when it comes to the branding, the imaging or whatever, hey, you can beat CA on that. We lead and everybody follow. We did it. Everybody else have really looked on, followed, and learned from our own.
You are actually speaking for CA finally.
Yeah, I'm responding to you.
Your Congress,
CA is
your
of course
Congress
a political
was
party.
engente, and even was more swag on his card than your candidate.
CA is a political party, and I am not representing CA here, but then of course when we're talking.
No, just continue.
Did I just speak for UDP? Didn't I just speak for UDP?
Just continue.
Is not even in
according to Sabali, and Sabali is one man here. Okay.
No, Fadel,
the people
just
that
continue.
matter out there
the people
have
that
eyes.
listen to Sabali.
Okay, Nene, say Giss Giss on this.
People have eyes, they have ears. The wise people will say ears that hear.
You are PDIS
Come on,
lead.
but
Just accept that.
Nene, say Giss Giss. Bull top of Sabali. Don't distract.
Ears that listen are common, but ears that hears are rare. So I'm talking to the ears that hear, because when they hear, they see. So moving along, I've seen a lot of growth, and of course I say kudos. So feel look fi hewati understand nga du mané goulet parce que lu fi hewon la fi understand. So exactly. So and then your other topic, your other question
on NPP.
On what?
Is it NPP or the tribal politics?
Yeah, the tribal politics. NPP. What do we have?
No, just go ahead. Just go ahead.
Tribal politics.
Nene, continue.
My thing is, come, you know, I want to align with Dudu. I don't think when we say tribalism, you know, when individuals come out and speak on, you know, on a tribal line, those are individuals. And of course, the population is what? More than 2 million. I don't like it when you take one person's action and generalize it. It's sometimes very, very unfair. So these are individuals who are, I feel they're narrow-minded. They have myopic minds, and then they express their feelings, or they react in certain way, in a wrong way, and people perceive it or whatever. But this tribal thing, honestly, man, I cannot pinpoint a particular party being okay.
And calls tribes one by one.
Oh, I condemn that. I condemn that, Mom. Well, yeah, we've seen that. And again, you know, people did not welcome it. Everybody comes out and say, we don't want it. Because if the people are following suit.
But Sabali, so you mentioned Lol, then I will have to mention it. There is not, you cannot say the president alone more than alone, because we've seen, you know, there are prominent figures. For example, Ajimam Seka. Ajiyam Seka, of course. Definitely you know, not only the president.
I don't know how much Barrow is paying you.
The Barrow,
no political party call a tribe, to a single tribe, to a particular event.
No.
Tell us how
Sabali,
much
we're talking about.
Sabali, let me respond.
The thing is, we are talking about language.
Look, what we said here
language
is very obvious. it's a whole president. Like Nene was saying.
Family, abal ma kaddu gi, abal ma ko rek.
Go ahead, Nene. Go ahead.
Am su li ñuy wax fi nii, understand nga? Doo mën a compare, let's say, I'm not saying Adji Seka wax na nda waxut. Doo mën a déglu teeyal rek, boo teeyee am lu bari.
Go ahead.
Adji Seka, as an individual and the president of the country.
You're going to compare the two. I know
exactly.
That. I know.
So when we talk about president's actions, understand, that affects a whole nation. So you cannot use AGM and say, okay, AGM definitely. I'm not even talking about it. Yeah. But the president, whom I pay from my taxes, I have the right to hold him accountable.
That's
and
fine.
if I see my president treading in lines, it's not inclusion, but it is dividing. We should talk about it and not look excuses in the That's the point blank period.
Okay.
No ifs or buts.
Okay.
That's what I feel.
So
okay.
opinion.
The president.
Opinion.
And I said my opinion. I don't feel that it's a country issue. These are individual issues that you know we all should come out and condemn and move on. But we should not use it and generalize it and make it an issue. It's not even worth talking about.
Okay. Esanjai is a Giss Giss on this.
Well, Jerejef Ansu, foog naa discussion bi am na solo torop. Da nga laajte a very important question which has to do with Congress within political parties. I think Congress are part of the democratic process, especially what we call internal democracy within those parties. What we have also seen in the past is that some of these Congress at some point people may feel that democracy, internal democracy, is in danger within those parties. We have seen problem with in the PPP Congress, where one of the candidates, or Tumanjai specifically, expressed, that, there was no fair play in the whole process. We have also seen a situation where some people feel that, in fact, some of these political parties, before going to Congress, already they have their leaders in mind, those who are going to be selected in Congresses and all that. Because the problem is Gambia, mostly political parties are personalized. And because people see the person first before the political party, instead of the political party before the...
But do we have that? Do we have...
Yeah, mostly that's what Lulu they have, because the mindset is that, for instance, APRC, okay, all you think of, or who you think of is Jame. Okay, even though he's not even in the country right now, but then he is APRC. That's how people think. Okay, UDP, so on a UDP, you think of Dabo. So on a Citizens Alliance, he will tell you that Ismaila's party. So on the NRP is Hamad Ba. PDIS, you think of Khalifa and Sidia. Because these are mostly linked there for Moine. Power revolves around the leadership, especially the figure there. So we are having internal, problems within parties. So you send Congress. But then that's normal as well, because come Obama democracy can be fizzy, can be noisy, and can be complicated. Okay, if you come to the proliferation of political parties, it's a concern for me. Somebody said it here, in countries, in terms of population, in terms of land size, in terms of democracy, they have fewer political parties. Although you have smaller ones there, but then they have two, a dominant, a two-party system, sort of. Now, Gambia, political parties proliferating is not completely bad. Then you want to tamid, it's good for our democracy. It prevents what is called dominant party rule. Because we have seen in the past, especially in post-independence Africa, even before independence, after independence, let me put it that way, one-party systems have been established in different countries. In Ghana, under Nkrumah, in Ivory Coast or Cote d'Ivoire, under Félix Houphouët-Boigny, even in Senegal, under Senghor, and different African countries. Gambia then was practicing multi-party democracy. Kudos to the Jawara administration at the time. Multi-party democracy existed in the Gambian. That was why 94 Kubi Bumnyewe, and scholars said that was a U-turn in Gambian politics. Instead of when Cold War ended, many African countries were embracing multi-party democracy. Through the third wave democratization, Gambia took a U-turn, going to military rule. So proliferation of political parties prevents a dominant party system. More in Gambia, we had multi-party democracy, but within that multi-party system, we have a dominant party system. PPP has been leading all the way. The whole trend, electoral results of Jawara. Jawara, the more he was going, the more his support base was decreasing. So whole in 1982, that was when we had the first direct presidential elections. PPP, the percentage that they won, think in 1982, was it up to 70 something percent? I can confirm exactly. But then it was going down because in 87, Doi came and joined but did not contest. Doi was registered. It was only in 92 that they contested. But then Hassan Musa Kamara's party contested. Okay? In 1992 as well, Bolongding's party contested. PDOS contested. Another political party contested as well. So Jawara's support base was decreasing as he was going. Now, that shows that the more political parties we have, the more we prevent that dominant party system existing. Coming to Jammeh's time as well, we had few political parties that contested. In 1996 election, it was UDP, APRC, PDOIS, NRP. But what happened in 2001, Sheriff Deba's party contested as well. Jammeh was able to secure 55% of the votes in 1996. That changed in 2001. It dropped to 53%. UDP scored 35% in 1996, but that dropped to 33% in 2001. That shows that competition with the Fadeneka. Soon political parties come into contest. And it goes for our democracy. But the other side of it as well is that the more political parties we have, the more fragmented the political space can be, especially within the opposition camp. We have seen that example. And in fact, scholars like Alex Thompson then identify Lulu as a threat to democratic consolidation in Africa. The more political parties we have, the more fragmented the opposition can be, especially when the leadership, when the incumbent is not providing the best for the people. Because opposition parties are seen as shadow governments. They are governments in the waiting. If I'm in football field, you have the reserve bench. So you need to prepare. Okay? So political parties, then you want an alternative. Then you want to provide an alternative to the people. That the government is not doing the right thing. We want to do this. But then it's not only there. How do you do these things? Because it's not only about the quantity of political parties. It's about quality. So the more political parties we have, if the incumbent cannot provide us with what we want, there is tendency that opposition can be fragmented. And when there's disunity within the opposition camp, there's a tendency that the incumbent can always win. Especially if you have a simple majority system. So nyun problem moy, we have a lot of political parties. But in my own view, that political parties, they're providing an alternative to the people. For me, I'm seeing the same style of politics in the Gambia.
So that will confirm that there is nothing of a change.
Okay, I've not seen anything tangible. Okay, this political party is really providing an alternative. For me, it's just the usual style of politics in the Gambia. I know these are our basic problems. But then I want to see, especially in the manifestos of these political, it's so troubling, Ansuma Wahla, the number of political parties that are emerging. I know some new political parties that are being established are really fantastic. The ideas are there. The people are there that can really change the narrative. But then there are some political parties that you call somebody said one-man political party, right? That, to be honest, even a proper manifesto, can contain the policies and programs. They don't know money, or Mansumane president, I'll make sure that there is employment in this country. Okay, how do you do that? That's what I want to know. I was listening to one political leader. I don't know whether the party is even registered or not. But then he was asked by the journalist on a radio program, unemployment, youth are dying on the back way in the perilous journey to Europe. What are you going to do if you come to power? And guess what? This guy was quoting the Quran. I'm like, are we serious in this country? Okay. The political parties are there, the quantity is there, we're having a lot of them, but is the quality there? Are these people providing tangible policies and programs which should be reflected in their manifestos that should be accessible to all Gambians? Because the problem is you don't even know whether some of them do they even have manifestos. Even if they have, are they accessible to the people?
Okay. But do you have access to, let's say, DOI, UDP, NPP, CA, and APRC send manifestos? Some of them.
Not all of them. I think I can say
GDC.
I have access to CA's manifesto. And I was able to also access, so I say DOI's manifesto, but then it's a program that they call, I don't know what term
is it?
It's a book, a document sort of, that I was able to read. But I've also read CA's manifesto. So some of these political parties have not actually read their manifesto. But for me, Congress, political parties should be able to have a platform or an opportunity to communicate to the people that these are the policies and the programs that we have for you. And you never hear that. Except to election jote, all we do is, that these political parties will do is to go around the country taxaw di wax nit ñi ne nguur bi fi nekka xam ngeen ne amuñ fi ndox amu leen fi courant amu leen fi lii amu leen fi lii and that's it that's where it stopped. But then you are not telling me how are you going to solve that problem if you should be given the opportunity to lead.
Okay.
So that's the difference.
Okay. Now, Mr. Njai, dinañ ñëw to you. Daba Malik, sa gis-gis on this, and then Madam C. Rafi.
Anyway, man, our problem with political parties coming up because like democracy and non lañ doon ñaan yàlla and tey am nañ ko and foog naa ne also tam dina jox opportunity Gambian si pour ñu xool kan la gaay feel na mun naa represent gaay but I will agree with Mr. Njai and man yaaga naa di wax Gambia ñun xam nañ suñu problème xale bu ndaw bu nekk primary school ñu ko laajte la ma nekk problème Gambia dina la ko wax but mais fuñ toolu léegi man lu ma expect from a political party now or somebody who comes out to say ne dama bëgg ngeen entrust ma lead Gambia mooy xam nañ suñ problème bi léegi lan moo nekk solution bi to those problems ak naka lañ faa demee parce que xam nga pour ne dama create employment and mënuloo maa wax ngay create employment it's a problem dafa dañoo delluwaat si politique yi 1965 sabar benn cin taxaw téye mic wax sole ma saani lee dinaa sampa lii dinaa def lële ki ko wax sax nekkut di am si boppam bi lu moo wax so at the end of the day su demee ba ñëw dem falu daf ko find very difficult pour mu remember all the promises he or she made but man li ma foog mooy ne it's good ñu am different political parties am na parties yoo xam ne to tell you the truth in the next 2-3 years duñ exista
yan party exactly nga mean by in the next 2-3 years duñ leen gisaat yan
no a whole lot of these new parties coming up apart from CA gisuma ñu exist more than 2 years dinañ exist in the name of a party but lu waa bi wax ne party buy exist structures yooyu nga war a am du fa nekk and I think foofu la IEC war a takkan digam bi mu def li loo bi wax because some of these parties amuñ even office understand nga soo demee si region si nekkuñ di exist foofu no so I feel people nga am ñu form party am seen briefcase expecting ne next election coalitions dina am ñu mun a am ministerial positions wala managing director wala ambassador wala whatever oo xaalis biñ mun a am and loolu is not going to help the political space understand
okay
so man moo tax I think ne war nañoo toog ñu xoolaat political parties yi ay si dëgg la xaalis bi nee na tamit waaye ndax some of these parties yu gars yi di register parce que dañ dee wax ne kon region bu nekk dafa am certain number of votes yoo fa ni ok par exemple Banjul xanaa kon the same people ñoo dee submit the same voters card to different political parties pour ñu register in Banjul so loolu tam lu ñu war a investigate la pour ñu xam understand parce que Banjul number of voters yu fa nekk bari boobu nga xam ne 20 something parties yëpp bu nga registré yëpp ku nekk mu wax ne mun naa génnee 5,000 votes 5,000 voters card in Banjul pour mun a register party so is either si nekkul di def liggéeyam ou ñu nekk di register parties yi nekkul di submit authentic data and loolu ñu war a xoolaat la bu baax xaalis bi neex na waaye I think su nekkee dañu am laws yoo xam ne dafa tege war nañ koo def for party like 3P man I don't see the party existing in the next 5 years actively mais mun naa appear on paper ne party la but the way it is going man yaaga naa wax loolu I don't think that the party will survive ba mun a contest in elections ba mun a am voice boo xam ne di nga wane party bi am nga yaakaar ne mun na moo
okay then daba dina ñëw si yow dina ñëw back si yow Rafi naa ñëw ak yow ñu ngi gis recently Sidi Njie mu ngi represent NPP si seen of course dialogue bu gaa doon am about new draft bi UDP right now ñoom ak NPP ñoo nekk di am that battle ne gaa dañ bëgg a new draft bi dem through and then président bi mu ngi wax ne dañ am pour change a clause boo xam ne dafa ne président bi will run for 2 terms so sa gis-gis in this because nit ñaa ngay wax ne UDP fu mu nekk nii lu ñu nekk di demal of course loolu la population bi nekk di demal la but Barrow nit ñaa ngay wax ne Barrow mu ngi xool moom intéressant mooy dafa bëgg a toog si nguur bi for 15 years ak yooyu noonu soo jàngatee mbir bi Rafi kan moo nekk si digga between the two of them because ñoom ñaar ñoo am problème right now sa gis-gis.
xam nga situation bi is a very complicated one. And it shouldn't have been because lii lu simple la. xam nga problème bi yëpp mooy fu mu dooree sax mooy bu ñoo embolden Barrow di ko wax ne mun ngaa taxaw 5 years. te ku la ñëw challenge. you know dañ la ku challenge loolu dañ la yóbbu koot. loolu yëpp su ko amutoon problème bi man believe duñu fi àgg sax. di ko defee na 3 years bi sax Barrow dem na. waaye loolu bu mu dooree. Barrow door di embolden boppam. toog si toogu bi gën a comfortable. man ñu gis naka la usee his camp. at the parliament. even though they don't like dañ dee bëgg a ñëw ne ok Barrow only has one MP te MP boobu sax moom mu ko doog a am. waaye all of us other guy even the blind can see what was going on at that time. naka nga amee MPs yoo xam ne ñoom seen only objection mooy di wane président bi taamam bi mu war a saaf di. war ko war a include. ba pare yow nga ne ñooy noonu they are not there for Barrow so they were obviously there for him. okay. It was thrown away. Then there was pressure from the international community. They, they even called him. He refused to see them the first time. But they let him know, hey, everything is a transition agenda. But I'm not going to refund. And if you don't comply, we're going to stop all the aid that we're giving you. So then Barrow knew what, okay, you know what, I want to revive this constitution here and there. Okay. Now, the way they're playing it, they want to put all the blame on UDP. su ko defee Barrow si boppam man óor na ma ne laagut this new constitution. because constitution bi nii Yaya Jammeh daf ko bucca bi nga xam ne dafa favor incumbent. whoever stay ne ko la favor. one simple majority. two no term limits. xam nga ba pare gis nañ amendment si ñu fa def.
ba ne Rafi yow fu nekk nii laissez soo xoolee.
adama ñëw rek
soo xoolee situation bi so ok go ahead.
adama ñëw
rek go ahead bala ma laa.
so moom soo Barrow dafa just play to the gallery. And now I think mu ngi doon di am political players on ñu ngi ko advice and I think mu ngi doon di def moves yoo xam ne sax man am even surprised because léegi what he will end up achieving is dafa jël public opinion bi pour teg ko UDP. pour wane ne UDP léegi ñoom ñoo nekk di stifle us not having this constitution. so moom léegi dafa wax ne dafa mun naa go back to the international community bu ne look man I went and tried to revive this thing but gars UDP ñoom ñoo yaa yëpp léegi ñoom ñoo bëggut a accept lii. so man am a pragmatic wax naa ko fii so I think because I come from a business background I want to have us Gambia to have a new constitution. because lii la ñu promission te ñun xam nañ ne going to the 2021 election digga ak constitution bi am nii favor wut kenn lu dul Adama Barrow.
okay but
so léegi
go ahead.
what is the option do we have because at the end of the day if Barrow doesn't play ball we're not gonna have a constitution. If UDP doesn't play ball, we're not going to have a constitution. Situation right now. So, the option is either we go to the 2021 election with this current constitution,
1997.
Then Barrow will now win by 25% and become a president. Do we really want a country where 75% of the population didn't vote for a president? Is that democracy? So more than even raise smaller parties, so-called smaller parties. Because Gambia, I can tell you, 45% or even more of this population is country can decide can la vote. So can never be big party or small party. New one smaller parties so you advocate pull 50+1 is because
then buga partner.
And sometimes I even the mother even jale so say people from certain camps you have some members actually died trying to have this 50+1 in our constitution. You advocate Lulu. Come on. How can the president rule a country with 25% mandate? Lulu, democracy. Te Lulu sa luta mukena neku democracy. Imagine a legi. You're so stronghold so neke KMC. Now win by 25%. Only KMC guy nyola votal. Nga neka president. Lulu is it democracy? You even become a officer guy votal na.
Okay.
That tonga na president Gambia.
Okay.
So Lulu denko wara giri. Te suñ duge tam si su president mi wine by 25% mu duga without a constitution. Suñ defaree rek constitution xanaa moom mu da toog léegi wax ne léegi man suma temps bi tam du jeex. When will it end? So there's a potential of a president in Gambia continue ruling without term limits. Te loolu lañ bëgg a génnee Gambia. So gis nga
So
léegi
Rafi sa opinion about the president, because dañu waxoon ne dafa ñëw transition rek la dafa ñëw jàlla after 3 years because 7 political parties ñëw formoon that coalition, and now ñu ngi gis président bi mu ngi look up to 15 years loolu laa ko waxee because xëccoo bi yëpp loolu la.
non kii daf ñu disappoint.
So what's your opinion?
My opinion is kii daf ñu disappoint. Kii interview yu mu def yëpp di assure Gambien si ne du ko def. Man I remember even that time am na ñu ma wax ne kii dafa bëgg a toog ba 2030. ma lay xëy loolu du am non kii nii melul nii kii ñu ne businessman la woon kii. And then look at what's happening now.
Okay, now quickly balaa ñoo ñëw si ñu ngi dégg ne recently mu ngi dem Sénégal.
waaw
Guinea-Bissau president and all of that maa ngi doon waxtaan ak Lamine Ndiaye about that, but then dañ ne Macky Sall kind of moom mooy kind of seen brother bi big brother bi to ñoom ñaari, and Sénégal lu ñu nekk di complain moo nekk Macky dafa bëgg a run for a third term.
waaw
ndax right now nu moo demee di this trip we don't know because xamuñ exactly lan moo tax gars yi di dem meeting. Could that be a reason because right now ñu ngi bëgg a ñu draft bi dem through ak yooyu noonu si seen meeting bu moo dem nii ndax loolu war naa mën a nekk benn reason.
xam laa wat dig
pour
de
dem consult.
xam laa wat dig de su dee meeting bi was planned pre-planned before. xam naa daan law ba ki tëdd sax arab borom ba ki daan law di kam lu fa xew loolu la bëgg a sotaat. But jokes aside. lu mu dem def Sénégal ñu ne private matter. But the guy is a public figure, he's our president, and whatever he goes and do there, xam nañ ne dina involve tam something to do with Gambia.
Okay.
So observe the political scene. Sénégal lu ñu am léegi si Gambia in Barrow. musuñ koo am ever. musuñ koo am si Jawara. musuñ koo am si Yaya Jammeh.
Okay.
Barrow is their darling. Suñ géej bi yëpp ubbi nañ ko léegi. Senegal, they're having a time.
Okay.
Because Senegal, sometimes they blame. Because Senegal, they know what they want. They have their policy towards Gambia. We have to have our own policy of what we want.
Okay.
So the men that will they will take. You know what I'm policy, you have not where we stand. But Lord is not there.
Okay. Now, balaa ma ñëw si Lamine Jai, Doudou Dia ak Nene, Esa nan la tell because maybe di nga am a little bit idea about this. Mooy comme kii lu ma wax Rafi, ñu ngi gis ne right now soo waxee ñeneen sax dañ la dee wax ne Macky Sall amut interest pour beneen political party ñëw in place because duñ mun a def lu mu bugga. Because already gars ñu ngi am a lot in Senegal. But in 2015 November ñu ngi gis lawyer Ousainou Darboe mu génna mu ngi doon wax si Jammeh because there was a time Jammeh mu ngi doon attack Macky Sall ak tamit previous leaders of Senegal. na gis nañ ne UDP for example su ñëwee in power or DOI or CA or any other political party GDC dinañ gis the same friendship ak partnership bu am right now with Senegal.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Gis nga comme the other day I think si show bi fii nii Seyd Madi waxoon na ko fii like no country exists as an island in current international relations. For nga forge that relations with countries, especially your neighbors. But then come Rafi Lumwa, it's very important that every country should have a specific, especially your strategic neighbor. You should have a foreign policy, a clear-cut foreign policy towards that country. And I feel the same. Like Senegal, they a clear-cut foreign policy towards the Gambia. And that is why even if you look at the caliber of ambassador that they sent to the Gambia, they don't joke with it. But it's so sad. This is not personal. It's so sad we sent somebody to Senegal to be an ambassador in that country who has no clue of foreign policy.
So, Moikan,
Hadrame Sidibe is currently the ambassador to Senegal, which is so sad. No country does that. You have your neighbor who is so strategic that you really think that you have an interest of clear-cut foreign policy. You take an individual who has no background or no experience in foreign policy matters before. No serious country will do that. So, asking me if a future government comes in, whether CA or UDP, or whether they will have such relations, I think they are in better position to answer that. Those from CA.
No, but it's opinion. No, because
I wouldn't say they will have such relations. But then one thing I can say is that they will also try to forge relations with Senegal. Whether the Gambia's interest will be secured in such a relations is another question to answer. Well, a CA government or a UDP government or a DOI government will have to, clearly state that. Whether, Gambia's interest will continue to be compromised as it is currently, or whether we are going to strengthen our interests in that relations. I feel like, it depends on also the party's, ideology, and philosophy, and all that towards a particular country. Say if you have a government that is capitalist or whatever, and then have a Senegalese government knowing that the Senegalese state, is trying to pursue its interests at the detriment of the Gambia in certain ways. Well, we might be at loggerheads. We might not be friends anymore. So, for instance, during Jammeh's time, Jammeh was never, friends with, starting from Abdou Diouf, coming to Abdoulaye Wade, coming to Macky Sall. But I think also there are special issues there. For instance, the Casamance conflict and all that, the allegations or the suspicions in Dakar that Jammeh really had hands in the Casamance conflict. That was what stained the relationship, and it continues. But coming to Barrow, obviously, you will have to understand the type of person Barrow is. With no experience in government before, just coming like that, and Macky is acting like, look, I know everything, and I will show you the way, and then you just comply with that.
But is that good for...
So if we have a government, let's say a CA government, or a PDIS government, or UDP government, with a sober leader, a leader who really understands how international relations work, how countries interact at the international level, especially with your neighbor, how you should aksa neighbor. We might have a different foreign policy towards Senegal. That is only not going to be of interest to Senegal, but it will be a mutual interest, serving both the Gambia and Senegal.
Okay. Do sa gis si question bu ma la té Rafi moy about UDP right now, send fight B, the battle between UDP ak NPP. sa gis-gis on this.
jërëjëf Ansu man du wax ne batul la between UDP and
no because right now stage bu ñu nekk kay dafa mel ni ñoom ñaar ñoo am problème.
ñoom ñoo ko fa puus man no comme
of course that's the only word that I can use because
fi ma waxee suñ ko poussé to that level kuy medier di negotiate kon mënut liggéeyam dafa fail already
because they go push to another stage now
foofu laay waxee suñ la tànnee responsibility buñ la jox mooy nga boole pour ñu mun a am dara so loolu suñ ko reduce between A ak B then kooku mënut liggéeyam.
So da nga foog ne problème bi has to do with
it started way beyond even the drafters ñëwuñu rek tegal ñu constitution there was a proposed one boo xam ne dem na round after all the consultations and ñiñ consult ak ñu bari biggest stakeholders yi dañ am opportunity bu ñu leen jox pour ñu binda lu ñëwee position paper liñ defar nii baax na wala baaxu lan lañ ci war a yokka luñ ci war a génne te from that point on even from cabinet wane nañ seen stand about lu ñoo push and pull tey so foogoon naa ne waroon naa mun a ñaaka rapi wax na ko fuñ tollu tey nii am na nuñ ko doon mun a defaree duñ àgga ci coow bi soo laajee nit ñi ñu ne two term soo ne two term of 5 years léegi lu tax ngaa ko war a delloo gannaaw bàyyi fa li fa nekk kon coow bi du doon ak ci fii kon man ñi ko defar foog ma joxoñ leen du ma ko just reduce to Barrow.
So pour yow the main problem mooy.
no constitution bi c'est national issue.
So CRC is the problem right now yow lu nga foog.
doo leen ci mun a génne.
ok
because ñoom ñoo ko binda teg ko ñoo ko binda joxe ko. and soo wëree nga laaj nit ñi lan mooy seen xalaat ak lan ngeen bugga man dama foog ne da nga bugga loo da nga war a binda loo xam ne dina inteel mu ëmba. doo mun a isi yëpp nag waaye li ëpp ci nit ñi liñ bugga. man wax naa ko ne maa ngi bokk ci IPC 99% workshop yëpp maa ngi fa. even as political parties am na yu bari dañ ci d'accord ne lii lañ bëgg waaye nekku fa si final draft bi so at the end of the day li ma laa woon ne dëkk bi ñun ñëpp ñoo ko bokka ci wàllu religious leaders am na luñ bëgg a nekku fa traditional leaders am na luñ bëgg a nekku fa civil society ak ñeneen ak ñi liñ bëgg a nekku fa man dama believe ne loolu mooy di main problème waaye sooy defar loi pour toppa nit wala nga defar loi ci nguur bu fa toog pour neewal ko doole du ko
so yow kon tur yow da nga bëgg confirm ne mooy cabinet bi lu ngay complain NPP sorry current government bi lu ngay confirm ne CRC dañ discriminate seen cabinet bi of course president bi down ndax loolu is true because dafa mel ni yow loolu nga nekk di confirm léegi.
non emut foofu rek mën na la bet the side of the religious leaders. last workshop bu ñu amoon boo xam ne it was meant for dialogue pour stakeholders yi am na one pastor Sonko bu fa ñëw. mu ne ñoom from the Christian Council they are not going to accept it. even soo ko yóbboo to référendum. ñoom dafa am luñ bugga pour seen rights si lu ko mun a entrench. pour ëllëg bu mun a wecceeku. wax nekku fa. soo ma waxee ne B is the best book which is not protecting the Christian population in this country. It cannot be the best. So loolu waruñ duñ ko mun a sóoraale ba defar loo xam ne dafa ëmba ñëpp. man foofu laay waxee bëgguma ko reduce to between NPP and UDP is bigger than that. It's way above that. Parce que loi bi soko bindé tek ko ñun di mun nañoo dem ba génn àddina suñ doomi loi boobu moo fa nekk. Side of wàlli human rights soo ñëwee nga ne diine yëpp ngay alaaw. Loolu ndax am na benn dëkk boo dafa nangu diine yëpp. Parce que ñu bari ñu ngi am njorto wala ñu ngi ñaaw njorta ci fi góor ak góor di sëy jigéen ak jigéen di sëy waaye ndax this draft constitution dafa leeralul ko. ba tey ay bunta mu ngi ibbeeku ci yooyu. ñoo xam ne ñoom bi wàllu diine lañ toogee. ba tey ñu ngi am ay jaaxaare ci bunta yooyu dafa desee leer. moo tax ma ne CRC bi doo leen ci mun a génne. jël doole président ci left side bi. waaye ci right side bi am na loo fa bàyyi moo gën a am doole. loolu dafa isi torof ci réer. soo xoolee ci wàllu IGP ne dafa war a indi independent. te président mooy ki ko tànn. ma ne kon ma def fa suma mag wala suma raka. loolu munta am président moo nekk commander in chief of the armed forces. army bi ñoo ëppa police doole. soo ko aayee fii mu jël benn boobu moom mooy gën a bon. soo moo tax ma ne luwaa yooyu dañ ko waroon a gën a seega. defar ko ci anam boo xam ne dafa nekk pour réew mi rek. ak luy am yokkute pour ëllëg.
sa gis-gis mooy dañ def lii pour cater certain people daal.
yes.
ok nee sa gis-gis and then ñu dem si Lamin Jaay and then Essa.
I will start by begging to differ a little bit. There are several issues that do raise. Some of them I agree with, but then there are two things you have to agree with. We will be very, very unfair to the CRC to say they did this constitution targeting an individual. Let's remember, it's not been too long, and we cannot forget history. I mean, at the time that they were doing it, okay, UDP and APR and not APRC, my bad, NPP Barrow, they were gelling. Everything was rosy and nice in between them. And I don't think at that point in time, Barrow me appoint those people, now they work against mom. And honestly, I believe that these are credible people in your hamne, they would not do that. So, man, personally. So I really wouldn't want us to really put it that way. I think it would be very, very unfair. Man, I believe this constitution was built and not targeting any individual. And then again, let's remember where we're coming from. Everything was based on from Funjogi, the history. You understand? So lolo mota. So it's not targeting any one person. It's unfortunately okay. This Mr. Barrow is now the current president, and again, yo 3 lañ la mayon, nga jël 5, nga bëgg jël 10, nga ne waat 15. Kañ la mo doylu? You understand? So lolo mom is not even a basis. But at the end of the day, I believe is the document perfect? Absolutely not. It's a progressive document. Ñun ñëpp liñ wax liñ bëgga. I mean, because dégg la CRC definitely consultations. They went the length and breadth of this country. Nit ñi yëpp liñ wax buñ ko bëggee def ci document boobu noonu. Xanaa ñun ñëpp ñooy carré document suñ ko bëggee yow.
Okay, now nañ ko cut short. Nañ ko cut short. Now,
how do you want me to cut it short?
Okay.
Help me out.
Okay, now UDP and NPP. Ndax lu gaay nekk di fight right now because na gis nga fa national interest wala ñoom fu mu nekk ni lu gaay nekk def everything is partisan na loolu na ko fa gis.
Okay, I have said to you earlier on.
No, just confirm ko rek.
I will confirm, but hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
No, mun nga amend the word, mun nga change word of battle.
To the way I understand it. I'm not going to use your own words to respond. Choose your words.
Go ahead.
I was in the middle of this mediation since the first visit of Jonathan. And I don't like you using the word the fight. Okay? This is a mediation. Okay.
Exchange and everything.
Disagreements.
Fail.
No, disagreements.
Fail. So battle one. But go ahead.
I am saying there is a disagreement between the two camps.
Well, that's fine. I agree.
Am I happy about it? No, I am not. But then again, I remember today is Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, when we met somebody, one of the party leaders, also have this opinion, okay, everything else now boils down to 2 people. It's Barrow and UDP. Call them out and talk to them. I stood up, I said, no, this is not a UDP Barrow thingy. This is a thing, it's a national issue. It's not a party issue. So if you want to call them 2, it's like, okay, the draft constitution was written for either one of them. No, it's written for Gambia. So when we're mediating, you mediate when all stakeholders, and those stakeholders are all party leaders, civil society, everybody else that has an interest in that. You mediate with those people, not with just those 2 people. So again, yes, the disagreement is between the 2 of them. Understand? But, and I said it openly there, I said, listening to all of them, you know what I mean? A lot of them, I felt they just wanted to stand and speak and people to recognize after they were there, but they said nothing.
Okay,
you understand? And I said, man, I was really concerned. I wasn't seeing leadership qualities being displayed there by the party leaders. Because what we're talking, they were not talking about the document. Because man, I believe what I said now, constitutional building is about putting procedures and processes in place. Now, for us to build a foundation.
But let me tell you, the fogle tamit nit ñu fa sen moy actors yi. For example, Sidin Jai, NPP, do you think that he's the right guy pour wara ñew dialogue? Pour things go well, because knowing Sidin Jai, profile and everything, I know it's normal. It's normal for me to join NPP, of course. I'm not right to join NPP. Na fogle on Sidin Jai as a player, a very important player. Now, could contribute to this problem. Yes, Adama Barrow, maybe things will be different.
Let me just
opinion on this.
No, what is Sidin Jai's position in government?
Sidin Jai is a key player.
Let me Sidin Jai's position in government. Either government or NPP.
No,
what is this?
It's political party. It's political party. It's party.
NPP. NPP. Executive role for no.
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure. But he's a key player, of course, because Mumbai sent them Nigeria.
No, I'm just asking. I want to be careful when I comment because Sidin is my newfound friend.
Of course, he's a nice guy.
I don't want him to disown me.
So go ahead.
Okay. But anyway, jokes aside.
But it's important. It's opinion.
No. Well, I was just joking, saying that, for me, I don't give a flying fuck. I will tell it how it is. From the onset, I said, the first meeting, I said, that was the first dinner we had. I said to Jonathan, you understand, Your Excellency, I think we are discussing, and we're not discussing with the people we need to discuss with. Okay? And my belief my belief was at the time, this constitution was masterminded and it was thrown out because of masterminded by Adama Barrow. Okay? So now, if he is the one that masterminded, it was thrown, and then he's the one now who has the pressure and wants to bring it back, he should be in the center of all the mediation and the discussion. But where is he? Nowhere. At the time, they said he was in Mankamankuda. And I said to General, I think the person you need to talk to, the elephant in the room, is someone called Adama Barrow, as in Mankamankuda. Okay? I said that from the onset. And Sidi was there. Because Sidi has no business. I mean, Sidi can come as representing the party, but then the person who was supposed to be there was Adama Barrow. And I keep on saying it. The other day also, that's what I said. Everybody, I said, why is Adama Barrow did not attend none of the meetings? Adama Barrow is the head of a political party like all the political parties present here. So if they're discussing, he should be there, let them discuss and agree or disagree. Okay? But he has not been there. And Jonathan has been meeting Adama Barrow on a private level, separately, discussing with mom, and meeting everybody else and discuss with them.
That is
so
wrong.
Why Adama and I said Adama needs to come and sit with everybody and discuss. Whether we agree, whether we have a constitution, whether we don't have a constitution, but I think he owes it to everybody else to come and discuss, because more initially. So not going to initiate, but be in the background, the unit a representative. And then the representative you sent is in the name of Sidin Jai. Like, come on, guys.
Okay, now wait.
We didn't get anything.
Okay, now.
Exactly. The rep is not even in government. It's not even cabinet. So you only want justice minister, bisa? Okay, Kokonon, I'm not mandate before represent.
Okay.
So I said it wasn't going to work.
Okay, Lamin Jai, sa Giss Giss, because I've seen I'm interview with some of them, Nyum Keba and all of this, my head of PPP. Sidin Jai si bopam, don't buy. No, say jangat, because I've seen Yang write something on Facebook, Yang don't want a UDP and something. What's your opinion on this? Just you.
First, did not disagree with Nene. I will also disagree with Duruja. Because, listen, I think these politicians, they are playing with us, number one. Number two, they're being too diplomatic about this whole issue. I mean, these negotiations or whatever talks that have been happening, Constitution since last year, it's been the same thing. This has been an NPP/President Barrow versus UDP. Whether one says it or not, but that's the truth. That's the fact. Unfortunately, the national issue, like Constitution, be put in the whole country. Why ñom dañ ko jël ñu politicize ko. These two camps, and it's unfortunate. You know, this is a purely Gambian issue, Gambian affair. CRC, I'm sorry, they just a victim of this highly charged political stuff. Bu nekk di dox si digga bi. CRC ñoom liñ lañ santa. What they've been asked to do ñoom loolu lañ dem def. CRC dañ dem si Gambian si ñu consult leen. Lañ leen bëgg ñu def ko si constitution bi. They didn't sit in their offices ñu draft this document. No, they went to the Gambian people. And in a democracy nekkul ne ñëpp a dee ñëpp nga dee am ñëpp a dee agree number one. But nekkul ne ñëpp nga dee gis at a go. It has never happened te du musa happen. CRC su waree ñëw Bakau mu ne ok ñu ngi war a ñëw si Bantaba bi for a public consultation. You don't expect the whole 100% Bakau population to be there. Musuda am fen. ñu ñëw some people will choose not to come. Dinañ ko dee yéeg but they will just choose not to come. Yow soo ñëwutee ñu ñëw. Views yooyu dañoo jël. And if they're good, that is what is going to inform whatever liggéey bu ñu war a def. So at the end of the day doo mën a toog nga ne ok CRC consulted ñëpp man they didn't consult me. Well you heard when they were going on their account you heard about it. They made announcements everywhere ne ñu ngi war a ñëw fii ñu ngi war a ñëw fii. Everybody should come and give your view. Yow soo ñëwutee it's like election soo bee sometimes 40% 50% 60% turnout moo dee am. But at the end of the result bi su génnee yow soo vootutee yow doo mën a ñëw taxaw nga ne ok man votu ma soo lii damut fen. So CRC dañ la nekk di tooñaa. CRC ñoo dem si nit ñi every Bantaba bu ñu dem 6 wala 7 dinañ wax ne bi one retroactivity président bi current term bi mu count. So if the CRC went by that ñoom ñu dem ñu binda li ñu war a binda. At the end of the day you have a group a minority bu taxaw ne ok ñun they didn't consult ñun waxuñ leen ñu def lii gaa dem def ko fa so yéen ñu ngee tooñ. Democracy doesn't work like that. When it comes to the side of the president, it's absolutely unfortunate. This president told us 3 years. Okay, fine, 3 years. 3 years bi buga jeex dafa noise ne dafa war a waaca. You have a lot of people Gambians ne okay after all 5 years lan mooy 5 years dañ ko jox rek na jël. So they gave that to you. After 5 years, and now you started creating your own gang. You buga fitnal ñëpp si dëkk bi ne okay ba retroactivity bi amut fen amut ci loi de ñoom ñoo nekk di cause problème bi yëpp. UDP Gambian position bi mooy président bi current term bi dafa war a count. That is the Gambian position. Waaye UDP position bi ak position yi Gambian bi is all the same dafa tase. So that is just accidental. Moo tax man ma ne du ma leen taacul ne ok UDP they are out there to defend the national interest no ñoom tamit seen politics bi lañ nekk di dawale mu tombé ak Gambian position bi. So that loolu mooy dëgga. So ñaari sides yi ñooy problème bi. Or anything else dañ nekk di sugarcoat wala di jéem a neexal rafetal wax. Because Gambians are very good at that rafetal wax being too diplomatic about it. But at the end of the day nee tooñ na Mama Kandeh li mu wax dëgg la this is down to these two camps. Camp Barrow, camp UDP. That is where the problem lies. If one just back out rek di nga gis ne everything will be fine.
But let's say this now 50+1 bi ban political party let's say ban political party nañ start with the president na NPP 50+1 bi na favor nag sa gis-gis
50+1 ñëpp la favor. ñëpp la favor so long yow gëm nga sa bopp ne ok you are a political party you are a force to reckon with. 50+1 ñëpp la favor. 50+1 is majority rule la majority rule meaning one single party with a meager 30% or 20% will take power.
No, that is
pour liggéey together. Wow.
Man's Giss Giss is not good for the president.
No, it's good for him because go to Senegal. What you need to do, you need to find
50+1 is good for the president.
It's good for him. It's good for all of them.
The other one is not. No,
it's good for all of them. Look
at the environment. No,
majority rule. No party is against.
Okay,
Wow.
50+1 is good for everyone.
Yes.
But simple majority.
It's not good for the president even.
Only good for
the president.
No.
The president.
My opinion.
And to tell you the truth.
Okay, let me just come. Let me say back on you.
50+1 is good for everyone.
Exactly.
But simple majority is only good for one.
No.
Man, I have a different opinion.
No.
Okay.
No, that is debatable. Only the issue of simple majority.
Okay.
Is good for the incumbent. Simple majority more go get a favor. Anywhere in Africa.
But I have a different opinion.
Anywhere in Africa.
Okay,
no, because what we have seen, for example, in the parliamentary election, for example, minority, the by-elections you defon last year. You know, simple majority more for amount. And you could see that president won hands down. NPP won hands down. So so whole configuration, everything is changing. And you could see a lot of people Gambia has a lot of undecideds. You could see a lot of people moving to Barrow. And NPP is a very wealthy party. And they will use their money, of course.
But by election,
NPP is the richest political party. From the facts I gather, UDP is the richest political party in this country.
Oh, yeah? Okay, now, Lamin Jai, Esan Jai, sa gis on talks you among and then move here.
Well, first for my study, I want to demandate like this about this question all this while since this talk boom started. Mane, do we actually need this new constitution in fact in the first place right now? Because from they started the bedrock of this transition, Barrow was supposed to be a transitional president. The bedrock, the very foundation of the whole transition is for Barrow to serve for 3 years. About New Dekabi, open the democratic space, go back to his business at Majum Estate, or go back to Mankamankunda. Then we have an open political space and parties contest. Now, if Barrow tells us that, look, send 3 years agreement, I'm not going by it. 1997 constitution bill I use 5 years la major and so the transition gave back to the constitution, not the draft constitution gave back to the transition. If that very foundation of the transition fail, then why the new constitution in the first place? Understand? Barrow was only a failure when he started. In fact, trying to bring a new constitution. Because mom from you fail more in the 3 years. Already failed na bobu. Why in fact are you talking about the new constitution again? Why do you want to bring it? In
Maybe history.
Yeah, I'm coming. Yeah. So that's one aspect of it. So man, I said it here in the past 2 shows that I don't even see the need of Jonathan coming to mediate in this whole process. Man, I feel this is an internal matter. And Gambians can really, really work this out. Lumfiwa, when it all started, when the draft constitution was first out, it was sent for public opinions and all that. The cabinet raised their issues. The president raised the issues, including the entire cabinet. That was an early warning sign that, look, there will be a disagreement. Gisnen Christian community, Muslim community, everybody was just everywhere. They want to no, but this doesn't favor me, we are not voting for this. Even some religious leaders, Islamic religious leaders, saying that if this draft constitution is brought before us with the word secular in it, we will vote against it. That was a moment when you want to seize as an opportunity to sit down and see how best we could have resolved this. We will not have reached at this stage. But then buying in early warning was there, Nick Bang on Sahar. Is it, how do you call it?
Sahar.
Sahara. Well, not Sahara, and then we left it.
It's a seriously
So you buy for them, tal, and then we want to put it off, which is, which is just crazy on our part. So, see, UDP and MPP because it's just unfortunate. It's unfortunate. This is a national issue, but I will agree with him. At the end of the day, it boils down to that: UDP, NPP, fracas. All these issues now. Tell them what they gala. The funny kind of UDP position, they for tombe, ak national position.
Okay.
Because toko hole, manima de wax moy. Why in fact are people? Because at the beginning, problem be there were people who were supporting Barrow, so you were 3 years, 5 years. Over our dead body, it's not happening. 5 years la more serve. Fofu la Barrow door di gëna comfortable. Comme xalé la bo xamné dang ko gis rek tek ko ci togu rek. Nga ne ko ne good 1 minute nga wacca. Nga dem tëdd nelaw. Keneen ñëw rek diko wax ne dédé bul dem. Yaayam o papaam ñëw diko wax ne bul dem. Dafa gëna tok comfortably. Understand? And that was what happened. Barrow legi mu ngi gëna am confidence. Te li la fi xon di other day mané ñu nekk di compromise. Di wax ne let's compromise with the active part. Te mang do am an argument with someone. Just this afternoon. Munema retroactive be, there's what we call common law countries and civil law countries. Common law countries can obviously, draw inspiration from other common law countries. For instance, a legal case in the Gambia, Gambian court can draw inspiration from a Ghanaian court on a particular case. So why munema common law country, common law does not even permit retroactive application of law. Manako, well, that's legal. I'm not grounded in legal issues and I don't go there. Any area there's not my area, I don't go there. Manako, I'm not going there. Manako, but I'm going to speak from a political science perspective. And what I'm trying to tell you is that Nyun Barrow is supposed to be a transitional president. From you failure more from 3 years. I will not serve for 3 years. And there were actors who were behind him when he was saying that. When he Barrow Musota at the beginning. About this, so no collected well, Gambian people will decide. Gambian people decided that you should serve for 3 years. Why are you taking back to us? So Nyun fofu lañ warona gis di sign. Barrow bum doore di wax journalist ne that Senegalese journalist well Gambians dinañ decide man businessman la. Fofu lañ warona ew nak. Kii daal mu ngi gën a ñëw. So li ma wax mooy political parties yu nekk di compromise all these things. Lu nekk di happen Senegal, I said it here the other day. Dañu war a bàyyi xel, we should learn from it. Gis nga the reason why this retroactive clause is there mooy to prevent self-perpetuating rule.
Exactly.
It might not be legal whatever, but then it will not be illegal for Barrow to also say that well na count. Man I don't mind. Waxoon nañ fi 3 years. He's there saying that no. Mu dem for 5, 10, 15. Who guarantees Ansu Jack, guarantees Nene, Frida, and all Gambians that if Barrow should serve for another 10 years, this count excluded, he will not amend the constitution or manipulate the constitution to entrench himself in power. 1997 constitution, the original document, the 1997 constitution was brilliant. What did Yahya Jammeh do? 55 times amended. Who guarantees you that Barrow will not do the same thing? The
thing is, let's say National Assembly.
No, like that is what I'm saying. Don't underrate an incumbent. Don't underrate an incumbent. Don't underrate an incumbent. Incumbent, okay, Barrow can do that. It's either two options. Either amend certain provisions of the constitution that are entrenched through a referendum, or mu amend through parliament. And who told you that Barrow cannot have that in the next 15 years?
No, but the signs are there right now.
The signs are there.
Yeah.
Nyamina election, I was there. Lamin, you were not there, but I think you were following the development. Yes. You will be shocked if you go to Nyamina. When we went there, talking to some people who will tell you that man, you don't saw as opposition. Do you understand? And that is why I'm flabbergasted when Gambians will say, oh, Gambians, they're much or leggy politically. I feel like crying. I said, you don't even know what is happening in this country. Go to the remotest parts of this country. And these are the people who vote. You see, they give Facebook fee in the Congo. Amun Carter. No, they don't even have votes. Some of them did not even vote in the 2016 election.
Exactly.
I've seen people, they are talking. 2016, they didn't vote. You go to the village. Nyamina election, there was a voter who came with a 1996 summer voters card, 92. Somebody came, even the pictures, the images could not be seen. Because you then they just send voters card. Denchako. Very important for them. But then you never combo feely. So these people are very important in the provinces. You talk to them. So civic consciousness. Therefore that is. I want to just make this point. Because so whole Gambia feely is very, very sad. The incumbent is doing us a favor. Okay. Understand? Okay. And then government, Barrow or a government should build roads. Why do you have to thank Barrow for that?
Just my principle is the people of Bangladesh are celebrating Barrow.
My principle is I will never thank somebody for doing your job. If I teach you in class Ansu Jack, you come and thank me, Esanja, thank you very much. That is what I'm paid for.
Doesn't make sense. Yeah.
The president is getting a favor from us. Out of 2 million people, then elect Kai. When you elected as a president, that it's that day that you cease to know the price of meat in the market, the price of oil in the market, everything, all those benefits are given. No travel, but even this private visit in Senegal, the state must be taking care of it. So we are doing a favor for you. So if a man comes jël suma xaalis Ansu mba jox la ko mané la né suba nga jox man deewu becek nga jox ma agn gudi nga jox ma reer. And then if you give that to me, I'm paying you. Should I thank you for giving me that in the morning? No. So the president is doing a service to the people. President more how in the sun, under the sun for us, not us. The president should be thankful to us, not us thanking the president. So if that mindset is not changed, I think Gambians are not politically aware or matured or educated. Our democracy is yet to be matured. For Gambian talk, President is a servant to the people. President he is doing a favor of us. But our roads in Kiang or they provide us with electricity. In fact, he did not provide us with electricity. We provided us ourselves because these are taxpayers' money. Or even if it's in external funding, it's because of the Gambian people that money is for. Gambian people, so that we as Gambians, if we are not non-existent, then money will not have come. So president is not doing any favor for the people. So ñun suñ mindset before romba lolu non. Why that mindset is still here? President wow, Barrow def ñu defal li so dañ ko wara sanin. So madam mané political parties nga xamné they just preparing for the combat, the wrestling, 2021, you have a very big job to do. Especially in the remotest parts of this country. If you don't want Barrow to go, well, man, I will have my issues with Barrow winning, but then we all have to dance to the tune at the end of the day.
Okay.
If you don't want him to win for another term,
okay,
well, let's be prepared for this.
Okay. Dama wax dara lam
gis na lim nekk di wax ne that's not across the board. The issue of Gambians not being politically conscious enough for you understand that these are not favors, come all these developments that government is bringing to us. It's not a favor, but those Gambians who are not that politically aware, ñom dañ ko day jappé if you go to the provinces dañu fogg ne comme li yépp government favor la ñu nekk day def mu ñu sampal ñu yoon ak yoyu lopitaan whatever that is. But there are this other section of the citizenry ñi nga xamné ñooñu is not necessarily noonu lañ ko gisee waaye ñoom seen interest la ñoo xool if you have a government boo xam ne it's taking care of you for example mu appoint la def la si place
jox la benn moto rek
mu jox la benn moto and it's taking care of you you don't want that government to go bëgguloo government boobu dem because da nga dee feel ne da nga dee you feel at a threat ne ok kii su demee I don't stand a chance to enjoy the same privilege bu ma enjoy on so these are the people that are causing problems in this country ñi nga xam ne they are in positions but yes they are in positions but they don't want this government to go because if it goes that doesn't serve their interest loolu foofu lañ am problem so how do we find a way of Barrow mbagaam yi léegi lañ ko war a weeki because there is every likelihood de nit dina jóg fii koo xam ne political consciousness am bi àgg na foofu dina wax ne nañ ko def president for life because mom interest am fu fa nekk so these are the problems and it's very easy for Barrow to be here this is why Barrow war a def am ñaari 15 years man jàpput suma xel this man cannot be trusted more than 3 years turn to 5 years 5 years to 15 years after 15 years Barrow all he should do moom li moo def rek mooy na liggéey su liggéeyee def liggéey bu correct nit ñi nañ jóg fii ñu ne nañ ko def president for life and moom rek mënut job bi every other person is equally smart they can do the job so that's the thing he should go the guy should go he should just do 10 and leave this country
Daba Malik sa opinion on this Daba
waaye man su ma gis-gis man su ma gis-gis
waaye continue
su ma gis-gis mooy I think xam nga lan moo tax debate bi mu funny I can tell you majority of Gambians reading even the first draft second bi ak final draft ak report bi nga xam ne moom la CRC bi na so man duma d'accord suñu waxee ne CRC amul waruñ ko mën a blame man I will put some blame CRC ne ñoom bokk nañ suñu cause problème bi waxuma ne dañ ko def intentionally waaye foog naa ne waroon nañoo bàyyi xel ne lii war naa mën a xam ma jox la clear case example ñoom si seen report bi dañ bind ne majority of Gambians su gaay consult dañu wax ne ñu isi upper age limit ñu ne majority of the people if you go to their report mu ngi fa ne the majority of the Gambians they consulted requested for an upper age limit waaye defuñ ko fa because ñu ne mënuñoo come into consensus ñu am agreement ban age la gaay di use but that was a popular demand but this retroactive clause was not a popular demand by Gambians. So we it was never a popular demand by Gambians.
Oh yeah?
No, send report. You can go and read the reports. They are there. Christian community. They make queries. Majority of the Christians consulted in this country said constitution draft constitution be guarantee would nit munta hey suba mu declare Gambia an Islamic state or whatever religious state bu mu na nekk. So that was a concern for the Christian community. CRT did not cater for that. Okay, ndax dañu ragal ne because majority of the Gambians are Muslim, so ñu bañ pour ñu ragal the majority, that was the reason why they did not do it, or they did not cater for the Christian community. It's a question that being elected, or because majority of them are Muslims and that's why they did what they did to favor the Muslim community. It's a question being elected. So they are human beings like me and you. So we want them because they're janga, understand? So we are all human beings and we all have emotions. Understand? Okay. What happened in Parliament? Man, I'm not going to blame any National Assembly member. It was a democratic process. It went through a democratic process in Parliament and bill bi jaalut. Loolu moo nekk dëgg. Because suñu bëggee live in democracy, nañ accept democracy naka la dee doxee. In America, majority of the Americans wanted Trump to be impeached. You them through the democratic process of America, but jaalut. So does it make it because of loolu jaalut ne people should get angry? No. Understand? So xoolee the initial draft. Okay. Dafa waxoon ne anybody ku nga xam ne nii da nga am conviction. doo mun a present sa bopp as president. Understand? Okay, daa am na interview with Malik Jones. wax na ko foofu noonu clearly and it was clearly said. Loolu moo nekkoon interest am loolu moo nekkoon stand am. And am na right pour mu wax loolu noonu am na right pour mu defend.
Daba la Daba waxoon si interview bi with Malik Jones. Sorry. ñëwalaat again, sorry.
am na si right. Non lu ma miin moo nekka. Dafa waxoon ne clause boobu noonu su ko gaa yi génnewut si draft. Moom he will campaign against the draft te dina make sure ne du jaala am na si right. So the same way tamit nu Barrow amee right ne. lii man feebawut ma doesn't make it right but am na right pour mu express gis-gisam nañ ko acceptal loolu. Okay, in the case of Sidi Njie. nañ bàyyi di attaque Sidi Njie. Sidi Njie demul si benn court bu ko condemn ne dafa commit an offense. Like every other Gambian am na right pour mu bokk si any political party.
Of course.
Parce que Sidi Njie du moom kenn moo nekkoon APRC.
Of course.
We have seen parliamentarians yoo xam ne dañ charge up to 2016 election te ñu si yeneen political parties, so why are we not attacking them? Sidi Njie did not go to that meeting to represent Gambia government. He went there to represent political party that he belongs. Am na si right and that's the fact. So nañ bàyyi di jël issue bi di wax ne dugg na fi génne na fale non. You understand? We can call names people ñoo xam ne dañ go through the commission jaane commission bi ñu found them liable and still ñu ngi bokk si political parties, they are holding executive members in political parties and people are not talking about that. So man suma gis-gis mooy li ma wax from the beginning te loolu fekk defuñ ko duñ am constitution bu ees gis nga nañ bàyyi di xeebante. Suñ foogee ne man maa gën a jàng wala man maa authorize da ngaa def sa boppa. Democracy is a majority. So amul absolute majority mënuloo jàllale bill. mënuloo jàllale constitution bi. If su jàllee parliament su demee référendum. ñi ngaa xeeb. mën nañoo génn ñu campaign against that constitution te du jàlla through even a referendum.
Okay.
So man li ma gis mooy. Constitution making process dafa laajte pour ñu am a dialogue. ñu toog ñu waxtaan. ku nekk mu pare pour sacrifice dara. ba tey man su ma taxawee ma ne man du ma nangu lii te ma bugga man li ma bugga keneen mu nangul ma ko kenn du la ko nangul because Gambia ku nekk benn vote nga am. ku nekk benn right bi nga am man right boobu noonu laa am so pour man. li important mooy. nañ put aside the individual aspects ñu xool lan moo nekk njëriñi Gambia. ñu teg constitution bi. ñu waxtaan suñ ko mënee jàllale fine suñ ko mënul. ñu delluwaat back to the 1997.
Okay Daba the same question mu war a teg gars pour ñu conclude
amen loolu. yeah.
So the same question mu war a ñëw la teg gars rek so what exactly nga foog ne mooy nekk the best solution pour solve problem quickly the same question la teg gars and then ñu close waaye dina allow maybe 2-3 people ñu call pour participate. Go ahead.
The best solution mooy. ñu bàyyi suñu yëfi ego. ñu génnee suñu ego bi ñu teg ko aside. Understand? ñu bàyyi affaire yi.
But ñan nga di refer to ñan ngay refer to Daba political parties yi head of political parties or what because ñoom ñooy key players yi.
muy NPP muy UDP muy Ousseynou Dabo muy Barrow yëpp. yëfi ego la kii daf ma def nangam dinaa ko ne man am naa doole bi ok comme moom tam nanguwul lii dinaa def.
so defante la ok
loolu rek moo fa nekk nothing else. if interest Gambia la du interest Gambia mooy. constitution lañ bugga su nekkee interest Gambia moo tax ñoom ñëpp ñu bugg a jóg. ku nekk dina sacrifice mu bàyyi dara. pour moromam kii ndax ñu mun a am constitution so ku nekk fu nekk mu ngi fa téye. ne man du ma def lii because of diw la. then loolu lañ génnee interest Gambia nekkatu interest Gambia. so pour man lii yëpp mënul naa ñàkk a am. problème bi nga xam ne tamit civil society ñoo ko gën a créer mooy. biñ ñëwee di add ne ñoom legal experts lañ di wax ne National Assembly members yi amuñu right pour touch even a single word from the draft and which was wrong. because at committee stage mënoon nañoo toog ñu négocier ñu am tey lu Jonathan di def. civil society boobu noonu ñu bokkas. it's the same thing lu waroon a dem through parliament. but ñu toog fii di jéem a jaay ne ñoom ay lawyers lañ jack of all trade master of none. xam soo bëggee nekk expert on everything doo xam dara gis nga nit ki bul dee xool sa emotions nañ check li nga xam ne moo nekk interest ci Gambia ñu def ko suñ bàyyeen parlement ñu toog ak committee state ñu debate ñu am agreement ñu come into consensus comme time bi am nañ constitution ba ñu ngeen dem référendum wala dem nañ référendum waaye taxaw di jéem a ay expert ne yow lawyer nga wala da nga xam loo bi te li nga wax xam nga ne tegloo ko fenn fu dëgër donc comme loolu majority of Gambians social media friends yi di toppa si parliamentarians si tamit some of them also ñu feel ne ok comme awma right pour def nangam te man lii feboor ma damaa vote against it and they did what they are supposed to do they voted against it loolu seen right la nañ ko nangu démocratie noonu la de demee it's not what you want loolu ngay am every time loolu mun tax possible waaye foog naa suñ doon dégluwante duñ doon aaga fii nii ñu mënoon naa ñaaka am
ok Daba Malik thank you very much Daba Rafi sa gis-gis lan just quickly lan mooy nekk solution bi now
the solution is just man I don't think ni naa add that much of lan la Daba wax nañ jël suñ dëkk bi ñu pour ko force suñ personal interest suñ ego yi ñu pour ko behind because whether we like it or not foog camps yëpp mun a agree pour ñu mun a am lii camps yëpp suñ agree wut dara du mun a dem bara su agree wut UDP ak gang bi yeneen gang yëpp agree du dem su bara agree tam is a same thing so ñun ñëpp war a toog politics is about compromise politics is about sacrifice politics sometimes is about give and take sometimes you give a little to have more so one needs to be very strategic and also nga xam naka ngaa doxale pour nga mën a achieve loo am soo fa demee di mer soo fa demee ngay jaay ne yow sa emotions comme damaa li mu wax duñu achieve anything at the end of the day who will suffer is Gambians because man li ma dee wax always mooy advantage bi is on Barrow if the opposition parties yëpp wax ne Barrow lañ bëgg a génnee fii ba pare ñu ne dañoo jël stance bi na leen orne most likely xanaa ñu am divine intervention or something very drastic happen fii ba 2021 Barrow mooy win bu ñu xeeb Barrow he has the wealth of the state behind him he has excess money Barrow fii moo ñu ëppale xaalis ñun ñëpp Barrow even moom def noonu stadium rek in my rough estimation spend nañ more than $20 million easy pour that event alone moto yi mu jëlaloon rek benn moto bu nekk minimum mu ngi cost $30,000 tey demal CFAO nga da ngaa jël Toyota Hilux nga wax ñaata lañ la wax
$1.5 million yeah
moo doon nag sax Hilux it $2 million nga dégg nga lay wax su ma la wax minimum rek minimum benn bu nekk $30,000 te xoolal ñaata amande la si gën a ñun si nga xam ne ba léegi ñu ngi struggle sax pour ñu ne moto bike ak pick-up kii mu ngi toog di jël ñaata moto so advantage bi is on him dafa am advantage mu ngi am GRTS mu ngi am xaalis ñun fu nekk la ñoo wër di côté $100 fii $110 si fële Barrow dafa toog sax kenn ñoo mee ko benn $500,000 ñu ne leen anonymous donor la so nañ xam ne lii moo nekk di situation ñu strategic about it ñoo naka la ñoo toogee pour mën a change ji su ñoo xee duñ dem fen teg addina de who will be the winner is gonna be Barrow whether we like it or not su man noonu laa bëgg ñu gisee su dee nag ku nekk dafa toone benn dot benn full stop ak yi bi nga ko ci lu gën a nañ continuer
ok now nañ ñëw si Dudu just opinion on this man so mun ngaa def number bi ñu jël just 3 people or 2 Dudu ja
well man suma gis-gis liñ mun a def pour ñun ñëpp ñu am ndam li ma waxoon rek ba léegi man si loolu laa nekk national dialogue ñëpp a ci am cër soo ko wàññee ci diw ak diw la ñi ci des am na feneen fu ñu la xaaree su fa àggee tam du dem mooy di référendum su dee dañ bugg a mu jaala wala ndax dañ bugg a mu àgga référendum am na ñoo xam ne ñoom seen gis-gis mooy nañ bàyyi mu dem référendum ñeneen ñi ñoom waxuñ ne dañ bugg a constitution bu SD ñu ne nañ bàyyi mu dem référendum waaye référendum bi tam ñi fa jonkoon dafa am lu ñoo jooy fekk solfuloo ko su fa àggee tam dañ ko sànniwaat ci mbalit léegi man loolu laa laaj ndax constitution lañ bugga wala dañ bugga mu dem référendum kon ñaar yi lañ war a laaj national dialogue man dialogue li ma ci jàngaat li ma xam win-win situation la te pour nga am win-win situation nag foog mu am li nga nangoo bàyyi mu romba keneen nangoo bàyyi leneen mu romba ñu gis dëkk bi am luñ teg ci table bi waaye soo bañee ma bañ mbir yi du dox parce que last dialogue buñ oote woon man mang fa bëggoon naa wax sa waay aw ma woon cër bi ngir jox tudda nit ki turam joxoñ ko baaraam ñeneen ñi dem nañ ba ci dialogue boobu ñuy wax ne awa MP sa highness suñ député ay bukki lañ kon yow bëgguloo constitution bu dem ñooñu dañ am seen
seen doole toog ci su demee parlement ñu bañ we'll go back to square one. So dialogue du joxoñ baaraam du saani ay xeer loolu nekku jubluwaay dialogue mooy naka la ñun ñëpp di booloo ñu am ndam fekk du loolu lañ teg duñ dem dañoo weesuñ time man wax naa ko dem Abuja ma ne lan lañ faa mun a waxtaanee lu ñu dul waxtaanee fii dem bi sa dafa waroon a mun a ñàkka suñu waxee ne political party leaders si ñoo dem ñaata si ñoom ñoo dem ñi des nag ana civil society ana religious leaders yi ak ñeneen kon fekk boolewloo si ñëpp rek lu ñëpp moom mbir mi du dem man lii mooy suma gis-gis pour mu dem dañ cee boole ñëpp
Nene sa gis-gis na des.
Well, I just want to do a quick fact check before we move on. Earlier on, I mentioned Sidi Njai, and I said it in front of Sidi Njai to say, Barrow should not send anybody else but come himself and meet other political parties and discuss with them because they all have a stake in it, and I still stand by that. I don't have a Sidi Njai attending that meeting because there were so many other people who attended those meetings who did not even represent any political party.
Of course. Your opinion, just a point.
Exactly, my opinion. It's clear. No, it's not clear because I just want to throw because Daba is saying that people should stop attacking Sidi Njai. That was not an attack to Sidi Njai. I had said it in front of everybody. I had said it to Sidi Njai one-on-one, and I'm saying it here, and I will continue to say it because that's my position. Sidi Njai is a citizen.
I don't think Daba is...
No, Daba, do you Facebook. Social media right now.
Man, personally, because I said, why on earth? Why would they send? Who did they send? A Sidi Njai? You understand? So that's not an attack, but then I still stand by that because Barrow, I still stand by that. Whether somebody sees it as an attack or not,
Okay.
But again, Pullman, like I say, this is a document for the people. People's wishes and aspirations should be considered in the document. But of course, everything cannot be there because man am na lu bare lu ma bëgg understand nga loo xam ne gisuma ko fa waaye taxut ba tey ma toog téye suma paaka suma jaasi like the likes of Majanko Samusa will say it when it comes I will throw it in the dustbin when they gave me the constitution I throw it down and when it comes back I will throw it down it's baseless understand amul benn justification pour def loolu noonu it's a progressive document I think we should give it a chance but then do we still have the chance right now I doubt it at this point in time it's like ñàkk a pefet you understand xaalis gi dugg na ci wax bi dugg na ci diina yi neex nañ lool waaye at the end of the day yieldul benn results and I think ne nit booy def dara at least dafa am njëriñ pour kenn wax pour keneen waaye def loo xam ne sonna nga si ñaxa nga ci ba pare mu ñaax saawul benn purpose amul benn njëriñ so it's sad and I said it ne man dama feel ne you know constitution bi us as women understand nga at least it was going to give us something you know but right now if we don't have this new constitution where do we stand as women are we going to keep on fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting when we make the decision we are the kingmakers we rule the world but when it comes to lekk si cake bi maybe dañoo woon cake gi ne ñu cake bi vanilla la wala red velvet la wala chocolate la loolu rek lañ ci am duñ ko mos duñ ko xeeñ it's unfair ok bàyyi ñu jël koola bi allo sëñ bi loo bëgg a wax noo tudda fooy koole la nga bëgg a wax
brother, man la sa toma Ansu ma ngi college jama.
Oh, Ansu, okay. Thank you. La nga am pour contribute. Mun nga ñëw balal nga sori ida xamna laptop nga taal wala télé wala phone nga soril ko nga xam ne di nga mën a communiquer. Oh, boobu dem na. Okay, now nañ ñëw si Lamine Ndiaye sa gis-gis on this. Lan mooy nekk solution bi ended.
Solution.
Waaw, lan nga way forward. Yeah, perfect.
Well, the way forward mooy Papa Dom. ñu xool dëkk bi. ñu xam ne nit ñi dëgg soro nañ Papa Dom ñoom ñoo isi problème bi yëpp. Depuis 2018 sorry when this fallout came nit ñi mënuñoo am jaama. Daabo fële Barrow fële. Papa Dom li ñu war a mën a def rek mooy.
So you think ne the main problem mooy the two of them.
waaw the two of them. li ñu war a def mooy. ñu jël leen ñoom ñaar. ñu dugal leen si néeg tëj néeg bi. suñ d'accordut suñ juboowut buñ leen génnee I think maybe but that's just I'm just joking I'm just joking but on a more serious note really this problem like I mean this battle or whatever fight that is between the NPP Barrow and UDP is just only set to continue because it's been the way num ñëwee dafa ñaaw na tarap ñoom ñi ñoo nekkoon di same family problem su duggee si family daf day garaaw so loolu moo xew so it is going to hold us ñun dinañ si coona because Barrow is now a big boy in politics. Mu ngi gën a am doole. Understand? Mu ngi grow. So Dabo is a bigger boy. So ñaari fuñ xeexee rek fuñ amee problème rek. ñax bi mooy soona grass bi. The grass will suffer. The two elephants. So nit ñi ñu ngi suffer. Gambians are suffering. Mënuñoo am suñ constitution because of these two camps. And really, it's unfortunate because if you go to the parliament, UDP, they boast of their majority there. They have about 31 MPs. These people are there. So, yes, they will push the issue of national interest. You link with national interest.
Number?
But also, they will also look after their party's interest.
They don't have that number anymore.
Go ahead.
No, that's what they have now. After
you
gain they have that. So still, they will while they will push the issue of national interest. Send party vitamit intersambi. These are very loyal MPs to UDP, not the renegade ones.
They're very, very loyal.
Yes, no. In Gambia, loolu tam dëgg la.
Waaye gis nañ of $10,000 rek moo leen mën a change. So let's not even get to loyalty.
At the end of the day, man, I can safely say, new constitution. Let's forget about it. This is going to happen after the December election. We are not going to get it. Because this so-called approach, okay, we are going to set up a committee. Okay, so committee, we just got 3 weeks. They look at things. It's good. Waste of time. Good luck, Jonathan. They brought him here, wasted this man's time. I feel sorry for him.
Okay, now, okay. Then you, because you have 200 missed calls. Yeah, 200 missed calls. Yeah. Hello?
Wow, Ansu.
Wow, send me langa buga wachi topic bi.
Okay, yes. Like, man, no I'm going to hanga.
Actually, sorry. Go ahead. It's okay.
Baro, National Assembly. Moko fa yobu. Like this little activity yep new. Maybe starting bi. Everybody governments then gis ne kapi baro ñu bañ ci living the constitution mu dem. So one mom as the head of state, mom wala sacrifice because little activity mom rek la affect. Why can't simply? Why can't you set example? Why can't you set example? Wow. Wow, countless suma tambi. Because man all na suma papa. Next time 2021 them have been. Simple thing. 10 years. I mean that doesn't make sense for him. Simple thing. I mean, wow. That is color. Problem mo color amatu. Wala si papa amut color. Like no sacrifice. Simple thing. That activity man. He's been here for 3 years. Now, I'm 5 years. More than one. But 5 years constitutional mandate. So, constitutional mandate now 5 years. But you can't alone. Let's be fair. Sometimes.
Okay. Thank you very much, bro. Thank you very much. Appreciate the call. Hello, quickly. Be my last call. Bunyo jail, and then yeah. Hello.
Wow. Assalamu alaikum, bro. No, ina len ko bahaba hoy.
Alaikum salam. Turbi ak sa lang am pour wa.
Wow, jégalu leen de xam naa time bi jeex na man lu ma bëgg a wax daal quickly mooy about constitution ni Gambia bi nii dafa saa trop comme man dama hoppoon trop ne comme suma doom yi comme suma ko wax suma xool bi daf dee fees xam nga comme dama yaakaaroon ne trop ne Yaya Jammeh dem na comme suma doom yi ñu ngi mag Barrow ñëw na dina nekk ay good sample xam nga su fekkee ne sa 3 years bi loolu wax na ko mu jaala waaye at least man blame weapon political party ne comme ñoom ñu fail constitution bi or whatever man dama foogoon ne Barrow at least dana sacrifice bu ñu mën a defal mooy comme moom mu génn mu ne taamam bi ok na door si 5 years bu jaala bi nii may nañu dana moom 5 years bu jë su yinee sa 5 years moo ko desee den mu jingal Gambia ni mu jox ñu suñ dëkk waaye comme dama dee toog comme ma gis nit yi ñu ko wàññi diree comme man dama dee bëgg a jooy because
I know. Shit. Sorry, bro. It's
really sad. It's really sad.
Opinion.
Sometimes when I hear people say the compromise, it's about the country at and an individual. If Barrow told us that, well, 3 years, do must have 3 years, I'll go for 5 years. You buy Kosilun. And I'm going to sacrifice for now. It's not like, okay, this time is going to count, they will take him to court. Okay, no, it's about being principled. It's about okay, not everybody will accept it, but mun naa ko accept. Every rule there is an exception. Loolu mun na moo am. So li ma bëgg a wax rek mooy the way forward is dëkk daal xool di ko yóbbu. Foog ñu take suñ emotions aside. Politics about interest. At some point people will say, and sometimes our interests will collide. So foog ñu compromise tamit at some point. But then man doole bi yëpp I will put it the responsibility, I'll put it on the leadership. Suñ political leadership more especially, because in leadership they will tell you it's important to build mutuality. If a leader cannot build mutuality between you and the followers, then you have a problem. There is no effective leadership that exists without mutuality.
Bingo.
So suñ leaders yi in order to build that level of mutuality, foog ñu set bias and emotions aside, foog ñu xool dëkk bi what is going to be good for this country, but not currently, but for future generations. That is the most important thing. Comme kii lu mu wax suma doom yi, the future generation, most of the time the difference between us and other people in other parts of the world mooy ñoom they look at the future. The interest of the generations that are yet unborn, but ñun we look at now. Because soo ko xoolee ni ñu rekk di wax ne waaw 50+1 bi kii la favor, simple majority bi kii la favor. It's so sorry to say, but how naive we think. It seems we are thinking of now, but not thinking of tomorrow, the future generations that are to go. So foog ñu set suñ emotions aside, xool dëkk bi, how do we help, ñun ñëpp su gis ne daal dëkk bi daal ñun ñëpp ñoo ko.
Okay, bàyyi ma jël ñii because there's 300, I just need to take this. Hello.
Allo, Ansu.
Hello.
Boy, nanga def.
Jaama rek alhamdulillah. Okay.
Walla Keba.
Keba.
Wali Keba.
Oh, Keba. Okay. Keba, let me say opinion. Let me say opinion on this.
Boy, Ansu, xam nga luy dëgg. Après bi yëpp diggante Parola ak UDP ñoom ñoo amee suñu dëkk bi. Right now, problème yëpp ñoom ñaar la. Waaye nag man Baro laa gën a blame, to be honest with you. Parce que Baro moo waroon a boot Gambia. moo ne moom mooy président di Gambia. moom moo waroon a toog mu am xel. mu ne coow li bari na. te suñu xeex yëpp pour ñu am constitution bu ees la. mbir bi demee na nii léegi baal ma give up. ma ne suma 5 years bi dina si bokka. mu génn joxe speech booy boot ñëpp unite ñëpp wane léegi dinaa give up 5 years bi. right. Fine. Ma boole ñëpp constitution bi mun a dem parce que lii mooy suñu xeex. 22 years yëpp.
Okay. Go ahead.
So we need a new constitution. The new constitution bi ñu ko mun a jox rek. mooy unity. Right. amul party interest du dem. amul personal interest du dem. lu ñoo mun a yóbbu rek mooy unity ñëpp booloo nekk benn. te booloo bi lu ko mun a indi mooy président bi. président bi yaa ngi unite sa whole dëkk. indi ñëpp together. te loo ko mun a defee rek mooy nga toog mu give up 5 years bii nii because 5 years bii is all about greed pour Barrow. yow nga ne ñetta ñu jox la ñetta. nga ne léegi juróom. ñu sarax yeneen ñaar teg ko sa kaw foofu noonu. nga dulee fa. léegi nga ne beneen 5 years wa 10 years 50 years.
Okay, because from the time we very good, and yes, I think kola boobu noonu lu mu doon wax was really important because kooku lu mu nekk di wax soo gëstoo lu mu wax da nga xam ne ñun right now ñu ngi caaxaane lii as in full country ñun ñoo nekk di caaxaane lii and then suñ ko waree bàyyi Adama Barrow Jall ak lii dafa mel ni Lamine Jaye lu mu wax dafa mel ni likely this guy will run this country for the next 10 years.
Self-perpetuating rule la rek entrer sa bopp in power because comme lu wax incumbent any day you spend in power any second any minute you just become more powerful because you have access to everything, state resources and all that. That's the normality, even though things are very abnormal. In normal sense, that shouldn't happen, but things are abnormal. Sorry to say, but in African politics, incumbents always have access to state resources and all that. So at the end of the day, dañoo am lu ñu naxari. So lu ñoo complain in Senegal, di wax ne Macky Sall mu ngi target these opposition figures, nga xam ne they are threat to him. The same thing is going to happen.
Esa balamari because calls yi ñoo bëri ma jël kii rek ñu pare. Hello. No, because their participation is very important sometimes. Send me tour ak sa participation ci lii and then ñu close day. Hello. Waa ñu ngi laa dégg tur bi ak lan nga bëgg a wax. waaw da ngaa sori ida loo nekk di seetaan sori ko rek and then nga mun a communiquer ak ñun. waaw.
lu may ñaan mbooloo yi rek ak ñu mun a bokk benn ñu bàyyi page su ko defee kenn ñaanul ñu soog ci nekk page ñu ko moyee 3 years ñu ñëwaat ko beneen waat page su fekkee loolu mooy rek mooy ñaan bi constitution bi mu faat
Okay, so fu mu nekk nii Essa just wrap up a little bit loo nekk di wax and then ñu close programme bi.
Yeah, comme lu ma nekk di wax rek self-perpetuating rule nii la dee amee. When leaders, can stay in power. Barrow suñ ko waree bàyyi. What is happening, we have seen what happened in Burundi, we have seen what happened in DRC, Conakry, in Ivory Coast. All these leaders, were able to have the power to amend the constitution the way it suits them. And the same thing could happen in the Gambia. Nobody thought, that's like what I was saying. Bu ñu Barrow ñëwee dañ daan wax ne kii moom du duy wax soo ko laajtee question sa def laa tontu ne waaye léegi dañ dee gis ne daal ñu jógee foofu ñu ne def dee gaaruwaale léegi ñu jógee foofu ñu ne def dee saaga léegi. So the next thing ñu ñëwaat dañoo dégg mooy ne Barrow def day tëj léegi. balaa ñoo dégg Barrow def day rey léegi. so balaa ñoo dégg ñu ne Barrow dem na for 30 years or so. So it's not about, you see, we need to be very careful. Sometimes when we do this, people think that we hate the man and so, but for me it's not about that. We really need somebody who has what it takes to transform this country. Dekabe since 1965 for me has just been stagnant. We have only worn one uniform since independence, and the uniform of poverty, the uniform of underdevelopment, the uniform of, I don't even know. Still I say, I will not use that word anyway. But then it's so sad. Swing Dekabe Soko Hole, Gambia is too small.
Okay, so what my solution then?
So solution I mean, I may not have the solution to Gambia's problem, but I think collectively we can think and see what to do for this country. And then, like I said, so leaders then you are by send head. You mentioned tribalism here and all that. Sometimes we had political leaders making tribal rhetoric.
Of course.
These are leaders.
Of course.
Okay, it's so sad. So from your leaders you hamne, then to be honest, they know what it takes, and they have the right mindset to transform this country. Because some of them that are emerging, to be honest, with some political parties, some of these leaders, when I listen to them, I feel like vomiting. I don't even know. It's so terrible. So then you want to buy us in hell, the type of leaders that we elect in office, especially in the future, in order to seriously transform this country in a modern 21st century country.
Okay. Sorry, mënu ñoo pick calls yi, and calls yi dañ bëri. But then I wish ñu mënoon a jël a lot of you guys ngeen mën a participate ci programme bi. But then next week inshallah dinañ ñëw ak tamit beneen topic boo xam ne moo itteel askan bi. Thank you very much. Ba next week inshallah. Bye.